Hello students, I want to do a part 2 to solving two-step equations. I want to do some equations that look a little harder, but I'm going to show you that they're not really much harder. So the first example is where the answer's over here, and then we have 3a equals 4 on the right-hand side of the equal sign. Okay, so we just do the same thing. We do our brick wall, and then we start with the constant, the number farthest away from the variable, and we do the inverse or the opposite. So we're going to add 4 and we're going to do it to both sides, big line, and that is going to be 0, and this is going to come down, and we're going to get 3a is equal to, and that's 12. Now what's being done to our variable is multiplied by 3. So the inverse or opposite is to divide by 3. Do that on both sides. Big line. We get a equals 4. And that looks like a 9, so let me make that better. Okay. And let's check our work. We're going to write the original equation, but instead of a, we're going to put what we think a is. It's called substituting. And subtract 4, so we got to do the 8 equals first. This is 12 minus 4, 8 equals, and 12 minus 4 is 8, so it checks. I want to remind you what it looks like when a problem doesn't check, because I've only done a couple of those on one of the videos. So let's say I thought that a was 3. So I put 8 equals 3 times 3 minus 4. Bring down the 8 equals first. That's 9 minus 4. 8 equals first. It has to equal 8. 9 minus 4 equals 5. Is that a true statement? 8 equals 5? No. So we write it like this, and that means that we did something wrong and our answer is not correct. Okay? So let's remember let's remember to always check our work. And then remember what it looks like when we get a wrong answer. Okay, so this one looks a little hard because the constant term is out here and our variable's over here, but it's just really the same thing. We start with our brick wall. Now this is a positive 13, so to make that 0, to move it to the other side, we're going to subtract 13. We're going to do that to both sides, big line. We're going to get 7x is equal to 14. And now we're multiplying x by 7, so we're going to do the inverse or opposite, and we're going to divide by 7 on both sides. Big line, we get x by itself, and that equals 2. Check our work with substitution. 7 times 2 equals 27, equals 27. 13 plus 14 equals 27. Always do that first. Use your calculator if you want. Yeah, that's right. That checks. Okay. Next. Okay, I know that this one looks really hard, but it's not. But what you need to do is you need to... Oh, that's not what I want to do. You need to move this 4 to the other side first. Okay? Normally we've been adding or subtracting first. We're going to undo the division first. Okay, so the opposite or inverse of dividing by 4 is multiplying by 4. So we're going to multiply by 4 on both sides. And then that becomes 1. So anything divided by 1 is just itself. So we get, big line, we get n minus 31. Equals 8. Now, all that we have left to do is get n by itself is to use inverse operations of subtracting 31, so adding 31 to both sides. And we get n is equal to 39. And ladies and gentlemen, these are from what I'm pretty sure is going to be worksheet number 3. So you'll see these on worksheet number 3. Let's check our work real quick. I think n is 39 minus 31 divided by 4 equals 2. So equals 2 first, and then let's see, 8 divided by 4 equals 2. Yep, that works. I did it right. Okay, last two. So here we have 6 equals a divided by 4 plus 2. So like usual, we're going to deal with this guy first. So we're going to do our brick wall. The inverse of adding 2 is subtracting 2, both sides, big line. This is 0. We're left with a divided by 4 equals 4. So now we're dividing by 4, so the inverse is multiplying by 4, both sides. And we get a by itself now, which is our goal. And we get 16, so we think it's 16. Let's check our work real quick. 6 equals 16 divided by 4 plus 2. So 6 equals, that's 4 plus 2. 6 equals 6. Yep, that works. Okay, last one that looks a little hard, but it's all the same skills. Okay, so first skill, brick wall. Remember to keep it balanced. Start away from the variable. Okay, so we're going to do this one first. That's a positive 2, so we're going to subtract 2. Everything we do, we're going to do to both sides. Big line. We get v divided by 4 is equal to, and okay, super, super important thing that I work with all my tutoring clients on. It is hard to subtract integers when they're top bottom like this. So I always, and this is, I'm 38 years old, I've been teaching math for like 10 years, tutoring math for 10 years, I always still for myself write it left, right, off to the side. And then I do keep changing, -4, okay? So this is hard, this is easy, okay? Okay, so now, v is being divided by 4, so the inverse, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to multiply by 4, but we're going to do that on both sides. So that, we get v by itself, which is our goal. 4 times -4, well, that's 16, and a positive times a negative is a negative. So we think that v is -16. Let's check our work. Original equation. Okay, bring the do the equals -2 first. It has to equal that. Oh, and I forgot to substitute. I didn't substitute. -16. 2 plus -16 divided by 4 is -4. -2. Yep, that works. Okay, guys, those are a couple ones that look hard. They're from worksheet 3, and I think the first 3 were from worksheet 2. So you'll find these examples on the worksheets. Shukrani, gracias.